Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, our dear listeners and YouTube viewers, and hi for all people that are learning more information, that wish to learn more information about data and about people in data. Hope everything is fine, and let's start our brand new podcast that is called Coding Invaders Podcast, in which we share with you beautiful stories of successful people who have decided to connect their life with data. This podcast is perfect for people who would like to enter data analytics or data science world and are afraid of making the first step. We invite bright minds that made a tremendous career in data science from India and ask them questions about their work, life, and attitude. My name is Raman Kumar Vyas. I'm a chief marketing officer of Coding Invaders, an online educational platform that teaches people data analysis and data science from scratch. If you're looking for a career change and want to get a profession in data analytics, we are glad to announce the launch of data analytics specialization, which starts on January 25, a bit soon. Well, in 6 months, you will learn all the skills and tools required to enter the data analytics field. And podcast listeners, you guys can get extra 10% discount with the code word coding podcast. Please leave your reviews on the platforms where you are listening to our podcast: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube. This will help us to get higher and more people will be able to listen to our interviews. We do this for you and we want to bring you maximum benefit. So if you have questions about data IT career to our guests, please send us your questions in audio format and we will ask the most interesting of them on our podcast. Send your questions to info@codinginvaders.com. Now, let me introduce you guys to Pratik and thank you very much for coming. Pratik has 7 years experience and current role is data scientist at GlobalLogic. And previously, he worked at Walmart and EY. Thank you very much for coming. How are you doing? Would you be so kind to say a few words about yourself to our listeners before we start our interview?
Oh, yeah. So thanks for asking me to join here. And it's my pleasure to be on this platform to showcase my experience or share my knowledge with the audience who are going to listen it. So yeah, so let me introduce myself once again. So I'm Pratik Anjay and I have more than 7+ years of experience in data science and machine learning. I work for a few of the companies like GlobalLogic, Walmart, Ernst& Young. I work in on-site locations at Johannesburg, South Africa for the Standard Bank. So I started my career as a business intelligence and data analyst, if I say, and gradually I started learning other skills that comes into the market, and that was very much required to solve some of the interesting problem statements. So I started learning those stuff and trying to implement those stuff into my current job, and gradually I move into the data science and machine learning stuff. And parallelly, I again something comes like deep learning. So I started looking into that stuff also, and I learned those part as well. Um, I'm also a part of what I say uh, as a mentor for various of the edtech firms like Springboard, Great Learnings, and I do share my expertise or do mentoring of the people in my company and the other companies as well. So
That's
yeah,
great.
that's what the some brief intro about myself.
That's great. Thank you very much for sharing your experience because knowledge means nothing if you don't share them.
Yeah.
Yeah. My first question, and the first question that we usually ask our respectful interviewees is why data? Why did you choose this path for you, and what triggered you? What was the turning point to become a data guy?
Okay, so what happened if you see nowadays people say data is the new oil because there are lots of information lying under these kind of data. So what happened once a software industry got a boom, they developed lots of application from their consumers or for their clients and all, and people started putting lots of information over there. So gradually, a point comes when companies are having lots of or tons of information available or lying into their databases. Now we have or uh, some technology comes into the market which can derive some insight from those data. So now we have lots of data available, and we want some information out of those data. So this gives us a good platform to see something underlying into the data, because once we will see data with our naked eye, we are not going to find something. But once we start digging out, doing some sort of modeling or some sort of insight analysis, we will get those sort of answer that you can't get through any of other tools. So that's why data is very important, because it's covers lots of hidden information inside it. And companies are dying to explore that and dying to find those insight that can help them to improve their business, because everything is lying under the data nowadays.
Is it true that there is so much data in the world that it will take almost eternity to analyze it all? And how many data scientists are required to analyze all data that is currently gathered in the world?
Yeah, exactly. There are huge data, because nowadays we are sharing our information or any sort of information online, offline. We are filling sort of forms, filling sort of information. So yeah, so everywhere our data is lying. So for example, whatever we are doing, Google is already aware of, because he's using Google Maps, he's tagging you everywhere. Same like Facebook. He's also knowing, if I say he's knowing more information about yourself than what you know about yourself, because he is tracking you everywhere. So data is huge, and the techniques are every day coming, something new is coming into the market, but the amount of people who is going to cater it is very less. Because uh, if I say this data science analytics got boom from the last 5 to 8 years, so the people switching from other to this domain, or people who are fresher joining this domain, is pretty less at this point of time. So people force has to be increased in this field to dig out and cater all sort of information that is lying into the data.
Okay, got it. Uh, uh, let's say a few words about your daily routine. What does your day look like as a data scientist, as of this morning or as the previous day?
So, for example, my day, because we have a project going on. So we have first of all a daily meeting, where we can say that is the kind of a scrum meeting where we discuss what we did yesterday and what's the plan for today. And if I talk about our projects and all, we got some problem statement. So once we got our problem statement, the next thing will be we have to understand it pretty well. What exactly the people are looking from that problem statement, what we are going to solve it. So understanding of the problem statement is very, very important, because at the end, it's not like people are looking something and you have derived something else. So understanding of problem statement is very important. Next, the data which are going to support or which are going to help me to solve this problem. So gathering those data is also very important, and we have to look all sort of databases, or wherever the connections are there from where the data is lying, we have to extract that data. And again, the third part is data are coming into the database, but they are very messy. You have to clean it pretty well. So do some sort of cleaning, then do some modeling, perform some EDA. If you need to share with your stakeholders or your management, create a very good visualization out of it, and then share with the people. So at the end, it will move into the production, it will go into the deployment phase. So as a data scientist, I'm part of all this journey from start to end, from getting the problem statement till the giving the solution to my leaders, so that that can help them to improve their business.
Cool. So you do the whole path from setting up the hypothesis uh,
Yeah,
and up to deploying it to production.
deploying it, doing predictive modeling, doing machine
Hmm.
learning stuff, applying lots of algorithms, again evaluating your models, checking with comparing with the other different sort of models, and then come up with the solution that is the best possible way to solve this problem.
Oh, that sounds great. Cool. And what are the things you like best about your job, and what are the things you don't like?
Okay, so the best part is like every problem statement is something new, something you are going to learn, something you are going to extract, even that information you are not knowing, but you are going to extract from the data. So you have a hypothesis and you don't know whether that is true or false. You will only know when you are going to go deep into the data and find out, okay, what is underlying that. So exploring something from a data where I don't know anything, that is always interesting. Okay, I got something, this, I got something. Oh, I don't got this something. The challenging part is getting the exact data to solve my problem, getting the cleaner data to solve my problem. Sometimes the understanding the problem statement is also challenging, because many of the times you got some problem statement, even the stakeholders or the leaders are not sure about what they want exactly. So in that
Mhm.
scenario, you have to use your brain to articulate what exactly they are looking for. You give them some of the options so that they can think, okay, yeah, I want this, you please go and work upon this. So this is very challenging many of the times to convince the people or get the insight what exactly they are looking for.
How do you explain what you do to your parents or to your grandparents?
I will say I'm just extracting some information from the data. So they will ask what sort of information you are doing. So in a very funny way, I can say I can predict some sort of future, what will coming into the future times, or how the sales will go, how where the people are going to buy this product or not into the future. So in a very layman language, I can explain these things.
Have you seen TV show that is called Devs, about developer guys who have proved that everything in the world is predicted?
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool and very amazing. It's really.
Because the everything lies upon the what kind of data you have. If you
Mhm.
have a good amount of data, we can build good models that can give you good results. But again, if your data is not correct, the say is like, if your data is dirty, you will get the dirty result. So your data should be very much clean, very much accurate, and it is very much in a way to support what you are going to solve it. So you have to tick mark all these 3 points.
Okay, guys. So if you would like to predict a future, not like an oracle, but like a math guy, so you should join data science and data
Definitely,
analytics.
because the problem statement is always you will get something new to work upon. It's not like any other job where you are working the same stuff every time. So you
Hmm.
will get every time a new problem statement. It can be from the different domains as well. Because the beauty of data science is your skill set will be the same. Only your data or the domain will change. So the whatever the skill set you will going to learn, you can apply on any of the data set, irrespective of any of the domains. So
Hmm.
whenever you are going to solve a problem statement of other domains, you are going to learn about that domain. And the learning is always new over here. You will get something every day to learn about.
Yeah, but is it a stressful job? How do you deal with the stress if it is a stressful job?
I won't say it is a stressful. It is challenging as well. It is very exciting, because until unless you are not getting little stress, you are not going to push yourself beyond certain boundaries. So, little amount of stress is good, so that you will just come out from your comfort zone. You do some research and you will come up with some good and impactful solutions to solve some problem statement. So that is good. That is not as stressful. The learning curve is always new. You are going to learn something, and very important is to make yourself up to the date every day, because this field is kind of going through a evolution where every day some new sort of technology, algorithms, concept coming into the market, which you can learn and you can apply on your data. So there are lots of tons of researchers working on analytics and data science field to bring something new, bring something cutting edge, which can solve our problems in a faster and efficient way.
So you need to have a passion for learning if you would like,
Definitely.
if you're going to become a successful
Definitely.
data scientist. Okay.
Definitely. It's not like you learned something and you just stick with that. Okay, hey, I have learned something. This will work for entire of my life. It is not like that. If it can work, but if you want to excel in your career, you have to learn something new. What is coming into the market?
Okay, and how does your career have to work out for you to be satisfied? What is your main career goal?
So, what I see about myself, I want to move into a analytics leader or data science kind of a leader, where I can bring or brought out some of the challenging problem for different companies which they are struggling with, so that we as a data scientist solve those problems to help those companies. So I see myself that I can have those sort of vision, that sort
Hmm.
of understanding, those sort of what I say insight, so that I can come up with some good problem statement which are going to be very helpful for any of the organization. Because for me, I'm in this field from more than 7 years, and I have seen this field how it evolves, and likewise I evolved. Like, because I started my career as a business intelligence and data analytics, and gradually I learned many of the things to reach a position where I am, where I'm solving some of the cutting edge problems related to the data science and machine learning or deep learning.
Oh, is it a good career path to become data analytics first and then move into data science once you have work experience in data analytics field?
That is always good, because it's a good way if you join as a business intelligence and data analytics and then further move into the data science field, because now you understand the everything from the scratch, and you are just evolving yourself as it stays. So that is always good, because
Hmm.
you will get a whole cycle of the learning of this data science and analytics field.
Okay, okay. Yeah, we actually think the same. What was
Yeah.
the toughest challenge you've had to face in your career?
Toughest challenge was once we got a problem statement, and sometimes we don't know how to solve it, and then we have to figure out, okay, hey, what sort of things we do, what sort of applications, algorithms we should apply. And for that we have to do lots of brainstorm session among us with the business people, to understand the exact way how this problem is going on, where this is impacting, what are the key areas where we have to put more focus to solve this, and then come up with some certain or some sort of roadmap so that we can follow and solve this problem. So sometimes it is challenging to understand the problem statement, or think about at a very early stage how I can solve it.
Hmm.
So it is kind of always a exploratory part. You have to explore a lot to understand the problem statement and give the solution to the people who are seeking it.
And when did you realize you were successful?
I don't consider myself yet successful, but I am finding like, okay, I'm working upon some of the challenges stuff in my career. So that is satisfying. And the main thing is I'm not doing any kind of repeated job every time, because once I complete one of the project, I got new project which have different sort of problem statement to solve upon. So again, I'm utilizing my brain again to solve that from the very scratch. So every time I got some new learning to learn, some new way to think and solve that problem. So this is very engaging, very exciting, and on at the same page, it is very challenging as well.
Okay, but you was working with top brands. So what is the most interesting project you have ever handled? Could you please say a few words about that?
There was few I have worked upon. For example, once I built a recommendation system for an e-commerce company. For example, if you're going on a site and looking for a particular product, and how you got similar kind of product option lying below that. So that sort of applications I built, that was only based on content-based recommender system, where the people based on the content company just suggesting those sort of products to the people to buy. So I built that. Again, I worked upon a very good problem statement in Walmart, where I was solving uh, uh, digital talent analytics problems, where we have to build a machine learning algorithms to uh, filter the candidates who are applying for a job, which is best
Hmm.
suited for a
Wow.
particular job description, and how we can filter and get best candidate. For example, 1000 people has applied for a job. Which are the top 100 or top 20 best candidates which we can directly call for the interview? So for that we build a machine learning algorithms to do that, and that was really helpful for the companies, or for the company, or for the recruiters which are working on it. So that was also very challenging, because we have to put lots of effort and brain on that to do that.
Yeah, recommendation system is like a really great invention. But I actually hate the recommendation system on the YouTube, because when you start watching one video, and then when you find yourself like that an hour has passed, and now you are watching some other videos, and you spend like 1 or 2 hours watching YouTube because of their very clever recommendation systems that.
Yeah, because once you watch one video, based on the content of the video, algorithm understand, okay, you are interested for this kind of videos, and they will start suggesting you those sort of video which are having those sort of content. So
Yes.
that's sort of algorithms I built for that e-commerce company.
Cool. Is it hard to build this kind of algorithm from scratch? How much time did it take to you?
So it is hard, yeah, if I say, because you have to understand the problem statement, and again, you have to think about the efficient way to solve it. So majority of the part is to uh, gather the data, cleaning of the data, and again think about whether we I have the sufficient amount of data, or I have the sufficient amount of variables in that which are going to support my solution. So that is challenging, and in that I think business understanding is very important, so that you can think about, okay, this sort of data is important to get this sort of result. And again, there is no way like you can just put one machine learning algorithms and it will solve the problem. You have to apply all sort of available algorithms and then see which one is giving you the best result, and then stick with it and go forward. So yeah, it is challenging, and you have to always be on your toe to solve this.
Okay. Is it difficult to find a job in the data analytics world?
It is tough also, but it is easy also, because the jobs into the market are huge, and people are less, if I say. People are less, even efficient people are less, if I say, because uh, if I don't have any good basic understanding of this stuff and applying for a job, definitely I'm not going to get the job. So it is very important your basics should be clear. You have some sort of experience to solve some of the machine learning problems or data analytics problem. So my suggestions is start work upon your basics understanding, do lots of projects online, and then try for a job. Then probably definitely you will crack it.
Hmm. And what could be a career track for a person who has just finished a data analytics course?
They can simply start with business intelligence or data analytics profile,
Hmm.
and once they are into that, they can learn and even grow further into data science and machine learning part.
Who is totally not eligible to become a data analyst? Who is not the kind of person who are able to learn, who are able to work in this field?
So I won't say like anybody is not eligible for this job profile, because I believe anybody can make a career into this field, until unless you are not stopping yourself to learn something. So if you can learn something, it is not hard to learn maths, or it is not hard to learn any of the visualization tool or SQL, Python, whatever. So
Hmm.
those stuffs are very easy. You have to just put some amount of time on that, learn something. Very important, do projects, because that gives you much understanding about how you are going to solve the problem, and then probably just try to move into this field. So I won't say if somebody is not eligible for, everybody is eligible for this job profile. That's the beauty of analytics, because you have to just learn the skill set.
Hmm.
Every
Hmm.
time only the data and domain will change, the
Hmm.
skill set will be the same sort of algorithms you are going to apply, same sort of approach to derive some insight you are going to apply. So yeah,
That's interesting. So you just need like to learn, learn, and learn. Uh,
definitely. Even for ourselves, we have 7+ years of experience, we have not yet stopped learning, because every day something, and that's what I told you earlier also,
mhm.
every day something new is coming in, and we have to learn, and we have to be up to the mark or
Uh,
into
how,
the market.
how you stay on the cutting edge? What
So
content do
so
you
so
consume?
for me, I learned lots of blogs, lots of articles related to the data science or analytics field, so that I can aware of what is going into the market, what is coming into the market, what sorts of new technologies different companies are working upon. So that's, I got a feel, and then I start exploring it online. Okay, if something is available to that, or where I can every day I put devote some time on my learning as well, where I read this stuff, do some googling to find out some of the available information online and try to consume it.
Could you please advise some of blogs to our listeners, some of websites that you usually get information from?
Yeah, so there is a very good website called Medium. There is towards data science.
Hmm.
Even there is Analytics Vidya. They also put lots of articles over there.
Oh,
Even there are.
I have an article on towards data science
Oh, great,
portal.
great.
Yes.
Because I do refer towards data science a lot, a
Hmm.
lot. Like every day I got in my Google recommendation, every day I got those sort of articles.
Hmm.
So I study, I put some time on that. So yeah, you have to be very much aware of what's going into the market on a daily basis.
Hmm. Hmm. And what are your top three favorite books that you could advise to person who are ready to join our data analytics world?
There are quite few, but particularly I won't say the name, but if you can just research on, you can go to the Python
Hmm.
for machine learning. There is one book. You can work on predictive modeling for business analytics. You can read about from that. Recently, even I started my YouTube channel where I used to put very useful content related to data science and machine learning.
How can we find your YouTube channel?
You can just put my name Pratik Anjay in the YouTube. You will find that. Yeah, even people can join me on LinkedIn, where I also put some information over there related to this data
Cool.
science and machine learning.
What was your biggest fail?
Biggest fail was like, again, if I'm not going to provide the result what people are looking for.
Student, does mentorship really, really make you accelerate your learning, or you can just like search and Google and learn data analytics or data science from scratch by yourself?
See, learning from yourself is good, but getting a mentor is always beneficial, because the people who are already working in this field will guide you in a much better way. Okay, you are learning this. Okay, don't learn this, or put more focus on this topic, because this is going to help you in your career. Because the people who is mentoring already has worked upon, already has know what is good, what is bad, where to put more focus, where we will put more focus to excel in this career. So mentorship in this field is very important.
Okay. Okay. um
Even I believe students prefer, because if they are stuck somewhere, because they need guidance in each and everything, because what to study, how to go for an interview, what sort of things should be available in the resume, how to prepare for the interviews, what sort of questions are coming into the for them for a particular job profile. So yeah, mentorship is very important.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. I actually on the same page as you. I believe that mentorship is very, very good for person, especially if you make a first step. Yeah.
And
Uh,
it is not like in data science, in any field, whatever
mhm.
career anybody is doing, if you got a good mentor, probably you will excel more into that.
Okay, cool. Pratik, many, many thanks for your time and for your passion and for your experience and wisdom that you share with our listeners. Uh, we wish you all the best with your career, with your YouTube blog, with your unstoppable learning. And thank you very much. Thank you very much for coming today. And dear listeners, and our data enthusiasts, if you are going to change your life and make a first step, please join us on our course at codinginvaders.com. We teach data analytics from scratch. No coding and no math skills are required. Only passion to learn. No age and no education restrictions. Only your passion to learn and your wish to change your life. And use Coding Podcast promo code to receive an additional
Yeah,
discount. So see you on the course. And Pratik, thank you so much for coming today.
thanks a lot, and I'm hoping this discussion with us is very informative for the listeners who are going to listen or view it. So probably they will have a clear understanding how to move into this field, what sort of skills they need, and how they can proceed further to excel in this career.
Sure, sure. So thank you so much and have a
And
nice day.
thank you. Thank you.